Welcome to the walkthrough of the self-appraisal for employees. My name is Tony Yardley from the Office of Human Resources. The purpose of this walkthrough is to familiarize employees with how to enter responses for the self-appraisal into the SharePoint system. Keep in mind there are additional slide presentations available for additional training for the self-appraisal as well as other topics related to the performance evaluation and merit-based compensation process. Following the last day of the performance evaluation period, end date, the SharePoint Performance Evaluation System will be available for employees to begin the self-appraisal process. The Office of Human Resources will send out a link by email for employees to enter the system. This link is also available in a knowledge base article under the Staff Performance Evaluation category. At any time, if you need this link or have other questions, please feel free to reach out to me or Cindy Tenteri in the Office of Human Resources. This walkthrough will provide employees an overview of how to enter the SharePoint system and enter the self-appraisal. I will also provide example responses using my own position. For training purposes, I will be using the professional and administrative self-appraisal. The classified self-appraisal, although similar, does contain less questions. Now let's get started. Let's assume you've clicked on the link provided by the Office of Human Resources to enter the SharePoint system. This is the page you will see. You will notice that this page allows employees and supervisors to access a home page for the self-appraisal and the performance evaluation. Supervisors will click on the Supervisor button to access their completed self-appraisals and historical self-appraisals of their employees from prior years. We will not be reviewing the Supervisor section for self-appraisals in this walkthrough. Notice in the upper left-hand corner, you will have access to goals in SharePoint, which you will need. The link entitled Staff Performance Development Goals is another link to the goals system. Click on the Self-Appraisal and Evaluation Training link and you will be able to access available training. Since the walkthrough is focused on self-appraisal for entry for employees, I will click on the Employee button. This is your employee home page. This page allows you to view a prior year's self-appraisal, if that is applicable, as well as the current self-appraisal you will need to complete. The relevant line for me today is the current review period in the self-appraisal section. So I will click on the icon next to the current evaluation and view my self-appraisal form. This is the self-appraisal form. You can see in the upper right-hand corner a box with automatically populated fields that include my name, title, my supervisor's name, my department, and the current review period. You will also see a warning to save every 20 minutes in SharePoint while working on the self-appraisal. An alternative which works well is for you to complete your answers in Word and then copy and paste your answers in the text boxes. Let's look at the first question. Please review your individual goals and provide detail about the goals that were accomplished. If a goal was not accomplished, please provide an explanation. This tells me that I really need to review my goals, and I can easily do that. I will go back by clicking on the button to the prior page. I will click on the Goals Home link, and now I am in the Goals section. I will click on the Employee page and I will see my goals. I can scroll down and see prior year's goals. I can also see the current goals that I have entered for this review period. I will open them up by clicking on the icon and I'm able to review the goals. As a reminder, goals are scored in the performance evaluation. Depending on your area, goals are weighted between 7 to 50% of the overall performance evaluation scores. When I'm through reviewing the goals, I will arrow back. I will click on the Appraisal and Evaluation Home button. I'll click on the Employee button, and I'm back to the self-appraisal. I'll reopen my 2018-2019 self-appraisal form. I have pre-prepared some fictitious example responses in this self-appraisal form related to my position. I will read through them as we go and hopes these example responses might assist you in developing your own responses. I will copy and paste my responses into the text box. The first one is develop a comprehensive operating procedures manual for my area. This goal was accomplished in February 2019. Develop a comprehensive and detailed manual for the staff performance evaluation and merit-based compensation timeline. This goal was accomplished in April 2019 and communicated to department university leadership. Update and resolve HR policy issues in knowledge base. This goal was accomplished in February 2019. And the final goal, develop employee relations resources for supervisors in knowledge base. This goal has been partially accomplished. I've added an additional 3 resources articles in knowledge base. However, due to some organizational changes, our resources for supervisors are undergoing change. When we have agreed upon templates, I will update these resources in knowledge base and this goal will be accomplished. Tips for this section might be: address each goal and whether it has been accomplished, provide a date if it's appropriate, and address any goals that have not been completed or have been partially completed along with an explanation. This is all so that your supervisor can have a clear understanding of the successful completion of your goals. The next section of the self-appraisal is the job definition section. The first question asks you to review the current job description and any task lists to make any changes since the last performance review. Job descriptions are available in alpha order in knowledge base under human resources, compensation, and job descriptions. Here, I've developed 2 responses. I'll copy and paste them in the section. The first response is there have been no changes to my job description or task list since the last review period, and that might be possible. If not, then you will want to provide the changes since the last period. I'll read through them. Due to the implementation of tracking software, the responsibility for system oversight has been added to my task list. Due to some interdepartmental responsibility changes, the responsibility for managing unemployment claims has transitioned to another area. Due to a department vacancy, my area is now responsible for coordinating HR policies. Please note, it's important to include key changes to your job description or task list so that your supervisor can be reminded of shifts in responsibility and tasks. You will also note that I've included the reasons why the changes occurred. Question 2. Which job responsibilities do you view as the most important and why? I'll copy and paste the answer. I view the responsibility to serve as the Americans with Disabilities Act coordinator for employees of the university as the most important responsibility for my position. The process of managing the disability coordination is the most rewarding of my job duties due to the positive impact it has on employees by working with supervisors and employees to enhance their ability to successfully perform the essential functions of their position. You will notice that I've only included one responsibility. In truth, there are multiple responsibilities in my position that are important. You would want to address key responsibilities that you believe are important in your role and address the reasons why. This question provides insight to your supervisor of the perception you have of key responsibilities in your role. Question 3. Have there been any special circumstances that have helped or hindered you in your position this year? If yes, what were the circumstances and how did they affect your work? I'll copy and paste. Yes, the implementation of a new tracking software system has required a greater time commitment than our department has anticipated. Additionally, due to some vacancies over the last review period, I have taken on some additional duties from other HR functional areas, which has led to some extensions of project completion dates. Keep in mind that your responses to this question could include professional circumstances or personal circumstances. The key is for you to communicate these circumstances so your supervisor can be reminded of obstacles that may have affected your work. Be sure to include circumstances through the entire review period and not just focus on recent challenges. The next major section is the accomplishment section. The first question is, List your most significant accomplishments or contributions during the review period. How have these accomplishments or contributions helped you achieve or progress your goals from the previous review period? This is a key section. You will want to spend a generous amount of time developing your responses. Of your many accomplishments, your mission here is to remind your supervisor of your significant contributions and accomplishments. I'm going to provide 6 bullet points here. However, you could include 3, 5, 7, 10, whatever number you think is appropriate. However, I would encourage you to provide no less than 3. I will copy and paste my responses. The first one, the development and documentation of 10 additional internal procedures in my functional area. The modification and approval of 15 HR-related university policies. Implementation and oversight of new tracking software. Participation in a university committee in support of a TWU strategic initiative. Development of an internal manual for the staff performance evaluation and merit-based compensation process. The development and documentation of 10 additional internal procedures, which is one of my documented goals. Additionally, the development of an internal manual for the staff performance evaluation and merit-based compensation process supported the goal of creating a timeline for university approval. Question 2. During the review period, have you performed any new tasks or additional duties outside the scope of your regular responsibilities? If so, please specify. Copy and paste. Yes, I served on 2 university committees, compliance and belonging. In addition, I also served on 2 internal HR committees, wellness and staff awards. Additionally, I have served as a volunteer on 2 days for graduation last December. Question 3. Describe professional development activities that have been helpful since last year. I'll copy and paste. I attended 1 conference, Workplace Strategies, in May 2019. I participated in 3 webinars over the review period and all supported my 2 HR professional certifications. Nelly ADA updates, affirmative action new directives, and diversity recruiting initiatives. The final section of the classified self-appraisal form is the additional comments section. This is the place for you to provide an overall assessment of your performance or address any other accomplishments or issues you believe is relevant for you to communicate to your supervisor prior to the development of the performance evaluation. I'll provide my comments. Over the review period, I received 2 Pioneer Proud Awards, obtained a new affirmative action certification, and received 2 commendations from university leadership. I have grown professionally by taking on an additional area of responsibility from compensation, which is outside my functional role, and is added to my overall HR expertise. Moving forward, I would like to attend a conference or seminar focused on workforce development or analytics to increase my professional development. You may add attachments of documents, emails, communications, anything else that you would like for your supervisor to review. Following the attachments are buttons where you can save your progress and go back to the form later to complete, send an email to yourself that includes the answers you've completed on the self-appraisal. You can cancel anytime and start over, and when you're comfortable, you will want to hit Save and Submit. When you hit Save and Submit, an automatic email will be sent to your supervisor with notification that you have completed the self-appraisal and development of the performance evaluation may begin. This concludes the training and walkthrough of the self-appraisal.